Alright, what up, what up, what up, what up, y'all? Speed OG, we back in the building with another one. Um, we're gonna talk about the Jubilee channel. Shout out to Jubilee. Some of the shit y'all do pisses me off, but then other places y'all making room for conversations that need to be had. Um, Shout out to Meddi Hassan. Fair use, by the way, fair use. Don't be suing a nigga for out there just, telling the truth and picking apart, some information. Read between the lines for people the way I do. Um, but yeah, let's get into it. We're gonna talk he's supposed to be a progressive against far right conservatives.
You're a little bit more than a far right Republican.
Hey, what can I say?
I think you could say I'm a fascist.
Yeah, I am.
Listen to me. I am an immigrant. I'm speaking from personal experience.
Get the hell out.
I don't.
How's it going?
Hey, how's it going, Meddi?
What is it?
Meddi.
You're from northern UK, I guess?
I'm from London, North London.
Okay, fair enough. What's your ethnic background, if you don't mind my asking?
My parents are from India.
Okay, perfect. Just getting premise here. First of all, I want to say
The premise of Donald Trump being pro-crime.
No. I want to concern myself with why you care about what's happening in the U.S. first and foremost. Secondly, I want to say this: with the
Should
argument,
US should people who live in the US not care about?
Let's not.
Yo, point this out real quick for y'all. This is a point for the immigrants. Those people that are from my lineage know this does not relate to you because we got a specific conversation that we have with each other, or we don't have with each other. That's kind of, you could say, intrinsically in your DNA. We like ravens. You know what I mean? Like it's passed down from DNA. We know what the dumb is with these dudes. But point anyway to you immigrants, they do not like y'all. There's no such thing as called a model citizen. Because if the model citizen is modeled after the white culture, then you have to understand the overall context of the white culture in America. It has been way more demonic and a whole lot of other things longer than it's been faking not being. Not saying it longer than it wasn't, but longer than it's faking not being. Because, oh well, I'm sure if you're paying attention anyway, y'all probably seen that the Ku Klux Klan is inviting fresh cowards to their to the memberships or whatever they got going on. I don't know. It's 1,000 plus white supremacist groups in America right now. But these clowns, what most of them on here talking would either act like they don't exist or probably wouldn't go to where they would actually see groups of black people that they know is with the shits. That's why I keep inviting y'all. Stop going to places where y'all know groups of niggas that's like that ain't that. Y'all want to talk about them rappers and black on black crime, but then the white supremacists, y'all want to run in places where grannies is at and college students and pull up to the hood where they gonna do you some good.
Interrupt each other.
Interrupt each other.
I have this thing,
Like people know, I have to stay calm.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
I am
I am
happy
that he released J6. In fact, so much so.
to protest if he didn't.
Okay.
So when you say, are you okay that he's pro-crime? Sure, because you know what? We're changing the definition of what crime is, first and
You
foremost.
don't think stomping on police officers' heads is a crime?
I don't think it's no longer a relevant
Crazy is he said we changing the definition of crime. Definition of crime has always evolved. And the problem is the definition of crime normally evolved toward the normalcies of what African Americans will be doing. And then so happened that you run out of the population of people to continuously arrest. So they start to trickle over into their own neighborhoods and start to do it to their own people. Like, so that's why you have a bunch of white auditors on YouTube going viral, getting arrested, suing a bunch of precincts all over America right now. Even Warren Sapp, shout out to Warren Sapp, on the floor of offices, the whole precinct on the shelf department to make it happen. And a whole bunch of other platforms. Here's the deal. And whatever I can't remember the dude's name right now. I'm gonna get your name right though. But the dude with the blonde hair that's going at Brandon Tatum. Shout out to you, the ex officer. Shout out to him.
Conversation anymore. You're all because you know what? Okay, have you seen the U.S. in the last 4 or 5 years?
Yes,
BLM protests. Have you seen? Okay, myself have been involved in these protests. I've seen egregious things that you couldn't even.
This is how stupid these are. You talking about people walking in the street. Some people here looting, breaking in property like that, right? Let's keep it stacked. It happened. It definitely happened. The worst part about these dumb motherfuckers, I remember watching the motherfuckers that got caught looting. They took their facial ID and they locked them the fuck up. But that's not the same as having an insurgence against your government. You literally had people in the Capitol building hiding under desks and chairs. I think a couple officers got killed. Some chick got shot. Some white chick being stupid got shot. I don't think she made it. And then they wanted the black security guard that was protecting the Capitol building to go to jail for shooting this chick during this insurgence, which they don't want to call it insurgence, but you're talking about protests in the street. And you're saying looting, which by all means, you can't even really run businesses without insurance. So all that stuff is insured anyway. But you're probably gonna end up with more money than what's left in your stores, or more value than what's left in your stores, likely. Unless the insurance companies are corrupt, which a lot of them motherfuckers are. It has no comparison in what they did to a building that the taxpayers pay for, though. That directly came out of American citizens' pockets in order for them to fix whatever they broke at that Capitol building. That's not necessarily how insurance works for businesses. And it's called insurance. You pay the bill on it every month. Millions of people are paying all different types of insurance. Hundreds of millions are paying different types of insurance every month and aren't getting to utilize them to even get their value out of them the way they should or can. So this point is pointless. Y'all just Black Lives Matter. SMD. All of y'all. SMD.
Even imagine.
So we have
It's not about that. It's about tribal warfare. That's where we're at in the U.S. I don't know where you're at in the UK. You're from India, so I don't really.
I'm not from India.
Oh, sorry, your parents are from India, so
I'm an American
you have
citizen.
your own stakes.
I'm an American, you know.
You're an American citizen?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know how
Yes.
you got that, but fair enough. Here's the thing.
Are you an American citizen?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
Not sure how you got that, but okay.
Born here.
Okay.
Born here, and my family lineage is settlers from the 1500s, so I have some stake in the claim here, okay?
But you're
a little different
But you're a
than yours.
descendant.
This motherfucker said settlers. That's what we calling colonizers now. That's the word that y'all prefer to use. Settlers. What I is, in order for these terms like to even work that these be saying, you have to settle in a place where people don't live at. Like the land can't be inhabited already. You can't discover a place where I live at. Like you walk in my apartment because I had the door unlocked, and now you sit on the couch and I like this setup. This is nice. I discovered this apartment. I'm in the bathroom. See how that shit makes sense? But you settled in my chair, so you a seller. Get the fuck on out of here, bro.
Of immigrants.
Yeah,
You don't
colonials.
look
Yeah.
very Native American to me.
I am Native American. Whites are Native Americans. What are you
Sorry.
talking about?
You're not.
And they clapping in the background. Um, first of all, to my black people, some of y'all really don't know that there really are white people that are part of these tribes and these civilized tribes. But what y'all don't know is, as black people, I want y'all to go look at this, especially my black people that got family that's from the South that moved into the big cities, because we the ones who make these big cities pop. But it's a lot of information that people missing. It's a section called the Great Migration is what we did to make America go up more on our backs. But back to the point, it's something called the Dawes Rolls. I want people to look up the Dawes Rolls, and that's where you have this term. Y'all probably heard of this before. It's called a $5 Indian. Y'all just never paid attention to what a $5 Indian is. He's not one of them because he's just a cracker. But at the same time, there really are white people claiming Cherokee, Blackfoot, Choctaw, Chickasaw, all of that. Their ancestors, the colonizing settler, paid $5 to get their family name on the Dawes Rolls. And a lot of people don't know that these red Native Indians were actually anti-black too, so they was right along with the plan because that got them on the reservations, got them the tax-free status, got them the land, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Just like most hard-working white people, is like they like to call themselves. Also, look up the Homestead Act. Look up the Homestead Act. Look up the Dawes Rolls, and the most important thing that I want y'all to look up is look up reclassification. Now, reclassification goes to the terms that we use in like African American and Negro and whatever, and Black, whatever else you want to call yourself. But if your family's from the South here before the 1800s, you would likely be considered a freedman. And we had the Freedmen's Bureau. But what a lot of people don't know is there's a mixture of African blood with us that's also connected to who would be American Indian tribes, not Native American, American Indian.
What are you talking about? The whites are Native Americans.
Really?
I think
What was happening before the 1500s?
I think you're getting confused with it.
I don't mind going on a tangent, but what was happening before the 1500s?
Calm down. I think you're getting.
What was happening before the 1500s?
There was indigenous people here that came here from
Asia. Do you know
Asia.
what indigenous means?
Listen, before America.
This nigga said indigenous people that came from Asia. That is a story that's been told about the Bering Straits and all of that, which is a story that is, to my knowledge, semi-true. But then you have to go to the further deeper than that, right? And go search real history and y'all find out that in Africa, the different empires that we had have been doing business with each other. And that's how we got Europe out of the Black Plague. That's how we got them out of medieval times. We took boats and remedies into Europe. So we took boats and remedies into Europe to cure the entire European race. What would make you think we ain't fucking bring a boat over here already? Where y'all keep finding these temples. It's temples in America. Y'all ain't talking about temples in Mexico. Nigga, it's big ass temples in like St. Louis. That ass. So understand our connection is a lot deeper. I know some of us are ignorant to some facts. We got a lot going on and we don't always got time to learn the information. But as I'm spitting it to y'all, if y'all know me, y'all don't know me, get to know me. I'm telling y'all facts. It's temples in America. I know y'all don't think they're European temples. So this motherfucker's stupid.
People.
Let's call it somewhere else. Why do you ask a question? I'm not sure if you know what the meaning of indigenous
I do know what it means. It
Doesn't
means
sound
they
like
came
that
here
came
first,
here
right?
first, right? They came here from Asia by way of land bridge. Have an argument with Neil deGrasse Tyson or anybody else about that. I don't care. I genuinely don't care. Yes. So my point is, nothing to do with crime. So far you've agreed with me.
Neil deGrasse is a freedman. Also what we call FBA, So people that's offended by the whole FBA thing, just understand it's just a freedman. It's just a freedman. The same people that they trying to remove from the history books right now. It's just a freedman. We just the freedmen of America. I know they destroyed our banks, our schools, our hospitals, and our entrepreneurship for the most part, but we still fighting. We still fighting a good fight, and I don't want people to give up and think that we ain't got it. We still developing, y'all. We lost a lot of land over the last 200 years. Well, last 100 years, but we getting it back.
That these
Because
people
they're
are
right.
right.
I'm trying to stay
I'm
on
trying to
track.
stay where I'm from. I think you do. I think you don't get offended by that. Because I'm offended. I'm just wondering what it has to do with crime.
Always curious.
We're going to talk about immigration. Don't worry. Later on, you can come back.
I hope so.
Right now, you're doing a very bad job of making the case that he's not pro-crime.
I just
and
got a
pro-criminal.
round of applause. I could probably get another one actually if I asked for it.
Wow.
So I don't think I'm doing
Is this how
as
you
bad.
get rounds of applause? You sit in a room with 20 people who agree with you. Wow, amazing. Amazing. That
Well,
must
wait
make you
till
feel
this comes
good.
out. You know what? I'm
20
actually
people who
glad
agree
you're
with
getting
you
this
applauded you.
emotionally outraged right
Wow.
now. This is great.
I love it.
Do I have to say anything at this point, or are you just going to
Please.
keep going?
Please.
Okay.
All right, I'm
My
quite
claim
tired of this dickhead. Let's
You
move
yourself
on.
pro-crime, your side is pro-crime because you're a progressive.
How am I pro-crime?
So I'll give you an example, right?
Jordy?
Nice to meet you.
So, on to the next white supremacist.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Hey,
Wanna be
I'm gonna
one, but
be
that
as
dude is
respectful
not
about this
white.
as possible, but the truth is your claim is completely bad faith. You do not care about being anti-crime. You yourself are pro-crime. Your side is pro-crime because you're a progressive.
How am I pro-crime?
So I'll give you an example, right? So your side, not Donald Trump, has passed a series of laws in California. Let's go with California. It's where we are right now. It's where I'm from. I don't know. Are you from California?
No.
Or okay. So in California, for example, the state legislature, completely progressive, just passed a law that limits sex offender registration to 10 years. It was life before. That's pro-crime. The legislature in California, which is progressives again, has passed a law that says the voter.
I want somebody to Google this for me, right? And what y'all will find is the reason to why those years would change with that law. And he's so stupid. He not going when he if you give him the facts, he wouldn't admit to it. But like, let's just keep it a stack with y'all. Statistically, the majority of America's PDFs or grapers or registered sex offenders, right? They're white. So if the person that are making the laws are white, and there's facts behind all these politicians being caught up with children. So especially with this Epstein thing going on right now, don't you think if some of them gonna have to go to jail, let's change the laws so we don't have to either stay in jail very long or we don't have to stay on this list very long so people will know that we're total degenerate scumbags. Let's just do the math. By the way, these have always been America's biggest.
Three-strike law is no longer absolute. If someone murders someone, stabs someone on 3 separate occasions, a judge now does not have to give them life. That's a progressive law. That is pro-crime. You support that, don't you?
I actually don't support sex offenders coming off a list. I think they should be on for life.
Okay, so you disagree with progressives.
So hold on. You and I both agree that sex offending is a bad thing, especially child sex offending, right?
It seems like you and I agree on that.
I
The
agree on that.
legislature of California doesn't.
So I'm not here to debate the legislature of California. I'm here to debate
You're
Donald
progressive.
Trump being pro-crime.
But
And
you're
I'm saying that Donald Trump was friends with Ghislaine Maxwell. When Ghislaine Maxwell, who's the worst child sex trafficker of our lifetime, she's serving over
You
20
said-
Do you know
wait.
Ghislaine Maxwell?
Yeah, she's actually not. Jeffrey Epstein's the worst sex trafficker.
He's dead. I'm talking about people who are alive right now.
It's interesting, though, you didn't use his name, right? Wouldn't he be the one who did this?
Oh, great. I'm glad you brought up Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein, before he died, did an interview with Michael Wolff. He's on tape. I don't know if you've heard the tape. He says, my closest friend was Donald Trump. I was his closest friend. Elon Musk, I'm not sure if you've heard of him. He tweeted recently that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files. Yeah. And Ghislaine Maxwell, who was the right-hand...
Oh, speaking of, let's tap into something real quick, y'all. Speaking of Elon Musk, Do y'all know that Elon Musk got mad baby mothers and mad kids? That he's not married? He ain't married to none of them motherfuckers. He ain't married to not one of them white bitches. One of them, I think, his pops is fucking her. Or he took her from the pops. These two white South African motherfuckers are crazy. But then let's go to Trump. See, this is what I mention this shit every episode. Y'all pay attention to what I'm saying. We got short-term memory because a lot of shit happen every day. It's 365 days in a year, mad hours. We up. It's a lot going on in your brain. You gonna forget details that pass through your computer. And you kind of got to go through your files and run them back, right? So look, if we talking about this Epstein list, during COVID, the Epstein list was out already. We saw all of the presidents on there. Y'all remember? We seen Obama and Barack on that list. We seen Trump on the list too. We seen Hillary on the list. We seen Bill on that list. Y'all don't remember that list that came out? It was either like, might have been like a summer of 2021. If I'm not mistaken. But all of us this is so crazy because black people really not that interested in the list because we already know what's going on with the list, and we know black people know through our history of due diligence the dysfunctionalness within white culture that has built America, that has led to the political system that we in right now, would not allow themselves to be removed and locked up. Now the craziest shit is y'all white people was fighting for what exactly? What are y'all fighting for? Y'all fighting to keep them motherfuckers in place, for real. On either side. Just think about it this way. If we in a democratic system, society, or whatever, right? Why is it that we never actually are choosing our presidential candidates? They already on the bill and on the slate. Y'all ask yourselves that question, and y'all so smart because we just like sheeps in the pen, getting fouled, getting pushed around by the sheepdogs, and we ain't figuring none of this shit out yet. Look at this clown face right here. Look at his face. Look at that butt chin. Do he look like he getting any action from the white girls? It's a football. Most likely he's in a good school, right? A decent school. He look like it. Problem is your decent school gonna need black athletes to get money, extra money, because that's the ticket sales. From them black kids y'all be talking that crazy about, we the ones that put all the money in the fucking schools. All these young black athletes that the coaches don't make sure they make it to college. But you trying to get a championship, you got your booster club and all of that, getting the money, and then the money gets shared when you go to college. Now the money from the football team getting shared with the money with the crew team. Don't nobody watch these white boys row no boats, but you got a scholarship to go to an Ivy League school for crew. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all seen How High. Y'all remember How High? When niggas was rowing the boat, when they had Redman and Method. Now I mean, come on, my nigga. Let's keep it a stack. Let's keep it a stack. Yeah, it's on the Olympics, but who's watching that part? What y'all watch on the Olympics? All the shit the niggas in. All the shit the niggas in. Even gymnastics now, because Simone Biles done broke every motherfucking record that could be broke. So the best of the best is in everything that y'all put so much emphasis on hating us, but we build everything that y'all stand on. We take the small cut. Y'all got the lion's share, and y'all still on our dicks. What's wrong with y'all?
Woman of Jeffrey Epstein, when she was on trial for child sex offending, which you and I are opposed to, Donald Trump stood up and said, good luck to her, I wish her well. So yeah, that makes him pro-crime and pro-criminal if he's being soft on child sex
Well, you
traffickers
just said they
like
were his
Epstein.
friends. He's
No, I'm
clearly
saying he was
something-
friends. He was friends with Epstein. You haven't seen the videos? They danced together, partied together.
It's
Epstein said I was
a
his
guy he
closest
knows.
friend.
He's not supported the pedophilia part. The only people supporting
Actually,
pedophilia
that's
are
not
the
true.
left.
Trump gave a speech about 20 years ago where he said Epstein's a great guy. He loves young women. A lot of them are very young. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, laugh, laugh. So yeah, I think he's pro-crime and pro-criminal.
So you think
and I
he's
think he's
pro-crime
soft
for
on
having a
sex
friend who's
offenders.
do you have any friends who are criminals?
Not that I know of. Certainly not child sex offenders. No, do you?
If it came, no, of course not. And
Okay,
if it
so
came-
we're both in agreement again.
If
So
it
why are you
came out
defending
tomorrow
Donald
that
Trump?
if it came out tomorrow that one of your friends was a child sex
You know
trafficker,
what I'd do?
you'd stop being friends with them.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I
but-
wouldn't say,
and then I'd go on TV and I would.
This dude is burying himself. We're not gonna continue. This one thing I'm gonna do for y'all. Like, I'm not gonna make y'all go through this dumb shit like I did the first time. Meddi actually did a good job, but I'm also his eyes. I'm also sure his eyes were open to the fact that people have this perspective on Black Americans that, you know, we just like this underbelly of the country when it's built upon us, and you come in with a belief that's built on a lie, so it's gonna be 10 times hard for you to understand the perspective of our lives, because if you understood that all the criminal violations and most laws are literally built on, say, Black people taking L's because we didn't go to war with white people the same way the mafia did. But you have to understand this: the mafia is considered white. So now we're going to war with them. Each mafia, the Irish mafia, the Italian mafia, the Greek mafia, the Russian mafia, and then you got the English, which would be the government. So they all came together. Look up Bacon's Rebellion, matter of fact, and then I'll find out what happened during that. That's kind of when they started trying to split white and Black, because it was kind of a poor and rich thing, because the UK or the British works on rich and poor. So before they came over here and built this 13th colony that was like peasants, like, what we also need to understand is Black people, look at the letter that the British sent over here for the 13th colony, and you'll find out that actually all the white people here is the disabled, like, degenerates that they actually was kicked out of Europe. Like, all the mother came here, all these hills, like, they try to act like this IQ and all of that because of how, like, they had an advantage on everybody else because they came in circumference with us. They had a partnership, if you will, which is slavery. They had a partnership with us. And you begin to gain this advantage on your people that don't know all these things, that you're able to beat out of our people. This knowledge, all these the agricultural different things, from the different sewings, the different fabrics that would come out of Africa, the silks and all these different things that went out into Italy. People think Italy just had. Do your homework. You niggas, I know you ain't pay attention to history class, but what did y'all think was the medieval times? What is the medieval times? What is the dark ages? Think about it. That's literally Europeans was about to die the fuck off because they was mad dirty. They lived in the houses with cows and chickens, and like not they lived in the barn. They thought bathing was dirty. The dirtier you are, the cleaner you are in their mind. So you have to really understand this mentality of people that come here now. We done changed them up, and they acting like we the ones that, no, you niggas would take all our shit. Then when you go through generations, it's just not having what you already had. How do you know what you're supposed to do? You don't. So now look, back to my point. Matter of fact, my point, right? Let's get back to this dude, because I'm sure this dude is not white. He's a far-right conservative. I would have to ask this: what are you conserving? This is where people don't even get when you call yourself a conservative. What are you conserving when you Black? Can't be a conservative if you Black, you dumb motherfucker. When sometimes Black conservatives say different things that they can't be because they're conservative or because they Black, and it's like, you can't be a conservative because you Black, because what are you conserving if the country was built on white supremacy and you're Black, dickhead? Look.
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. I really just more want to get an understanding. When you say pro-criminal,
what do you mean?
What do you mean?
I mean that
When confronted with people who have committed criminal acts, Donald Trump has been either soft on them, friendly with them,
pardon them,
and
and
of course, let's not forget. I mean, we've got 5 minutes left, despite that come up earlier.
He's a convicted
He's a
criminal
convicted
himself
criminal
sitting in the White
himself,
House.
sitting in the White House.
I want to make sure I
Let me make sure I
understand you
understand
correctly,
you
because I don't want to
correctly. Yes, I don't
swallow
want to
you.
swallow
You're
you.
saying
You're saying
every time
every
that he's
time
been
that he's
confronted,
been confronted,
most times,
A lot of the time.
he's leaned towards criminal activity.
I didn't say criminal
I didn't say
activity. He has committed crimes. He's been indicted for 88 different criminal offenses in 4 different jurisdictions by 5 different grand juries. He was convicted himself on 34 different criminal offenses by a jury of his peers. But let's park that for a moment.
Okay.
Separate to his own crimes, when confronted with the crimes of others, or the alleged crimes of others, for example, a Chinese crypto billionaire called Justin Sun, who was being investigated for market manipulation, Trump dropped the case, invited him to the golf course, invited him to the White House,
plenty of examples,
and the guy invested $70 million in Trump's cryptocurrency.
So what I want to ask you this,
pro-crime in my view.
is it possible?
He also took Daniel Penny to the NFL game after he had been found not guilty of manslaughter or murder of Jordan Neely in a train station. But the last time I checked, I can't choke me myself, because I'm in New York right now. That happened in New York. I can't go on a train and a nigga be screaming and I could choke this mother, and my 2 homies hold his hands while I choke this motherfucker to death, and then the police gonna let me go home because he was screaming on the train. Picture that, like be for real with yourselves. You white people, when I move this from each platform, when I go to TikTok, because I don't really go back and forth with you white people, because y'all, it's obviously, since it's no longer common. Because even you don't have no sense, or you're suspected white supremacists. Be honest with yourself. I prefer if you go ahead and put your hood on. Let me know. But anyway, last time I checked, I can't choke a motherfucker out on the train, and my homies hold his hands and his legs. I go home. We don't even mention the 2 motherfuckers holding his arms and his legs. We don't even mention the 2 motherfuckers that helped him choke that nigga to death on the train. Currently, right now, is 6 motherfuckers in jail for beating up some white people that started a fight, but because the white people lost and got beat up brutally, which wasn't really brutally, it was not really brutally. What happened is they trying to play the fake sensitivity on the white bitch being knocked out, and she all over every platform she could get on, lying about however the scenario even fucking started or what happened. But that's what they normally do. Y'all remember what happened with Emmett Till, right? Don't worry about it.
Because remember, the burden of proof's on you, right? Is it possible that all these things that he's done that supposedly make him pro-crime, there's another reason for the doing it? There's other justification. For example, let me give an example, and then you can rebut it. The J6.
Yes.
Is it possible that he could have done this to unite the country, to move past, to go to a new chapter? If it's even possible, I think you would have to admit that there's another possibility. Therefore, he's not pro-crime. At least in possibility.
So let me agree and disagree.
Yep, okay.
So I agree with you that the intent.
I don't even care about what he's talking about. He's not even fucking white. You shouldn't even be there. What are you conservative, dickhead? Get the fuck on out of here. These will be cutting the show clips for y'all, so y'all will have to sit through all of this shit for each
Hey, how's it
one.
going? Good. Nice to meet you, Meddi.